Hey everyone, this is the list from my latest sideboard guide update. I trophied with this list yesterday, so we'll see. I'm going to play in a 4-round prelim today, and we'll see how it feels. I really like the 4 of Nishoba Brawler right now. There's not a ton of Bolt in the meta, and then it just feels so good to have that consistency. And then the rest of this main deck is pretty much similar to what you've seen in my last few videos. The changes on the sideboard, the biggest one is I've taken out Chain to the Rocks, and I've replaced it with Prismatic Ending. Chain to the Rocks was good when Scam was at the top of the meta, and it can be good against Murktide, but Prismatic Ending is better against decks like Yawgmoth, against Amulet Titan. Those are just kind of much more common matchups these days. So I've liked the switch to Prismatic Ending. And then I do have 2 Teferi instead of Hidetsugu Consumes All. This is just something I'm testing. Hidetsugu could prove to be better. I was just kind of wanted to try Teferi because a lot of the decks are on Rhinos are on Tidebinder and stuff like that. So Teferi I think is a little better in that scenario than getting like the Hidetsugu trigger stifled by a Tidebinder. And then other than that, I still like a Reprieve really right now in the meta, and then we've got kind of the rest of our hate. I do like Rest in Peace. I've seen like Dredge is kind of on the uptick, and there's just kind of, I think, a lot of unfair graveyard strategies that are being held back by Dothy. So I'm happy to register Rest in Peace again over something like, I still think Hearse is good, but, if the meta shifts to something where it's more fair graveyard decks, like, Jund or Murktide, then Hearse can be good, but Rest in Peace is also really good against Murktide. So I just like to Rest in Peace. And like I said, I have a free sideboard guide that I'll be referencing throughout this match. If you enjoy this kind of content, you can subscribe. Check me out on the social media, on Twitter or YouTube, things like that. And here we are for round 1. Starting off with round 1, we'll be on the draw, and we have no lands, so we're going to ship this. Okay, this hand's a bit better. We have the Preordain, we have a couple fetch lands. In terms of sequencing, we're on the draw, so there could be a reason to go Temple Garden if we're against a Bowmaster deck. If we don't do that, then we could do something. It kind of depends. We'll have to decide which land we want to put back to do Temple Garden. If we put back Steam Vents, we'll see. I think we're just going to put back the Steam Vents for now. And we've got some fetch lands. This is an amazing hand, but, we got Preordain and we dig for some action here. My opponent did Mulligan to 5, so it could be Tron, could be Dredge, could be a lot of decks. Silent Clearing, so let's see if this is an unfair kind of deck. Okay, it's just Hammertime. I have the Binding, so I'm inclined to just go Breeding Pool, Wild Nacatl. Next turn, we can shock in Sacred Foundry to bind if we need to. I could die to double hammer here. Could be a reason not to play Threat and then just hold up Bolt. I think I want to get Threat on board, though. I'm going to 3, so I think it's unlikely to have, land double hammer. I think we're happy to just go Breeding Pool Nacatl here. 3 cards in hand. We'll see what my opponent plays on turn 2. I'm going to almost certainly Bolt a creature if he plays it. Go Saga, okay. Saga game plan's a little scary. Plays Hammer, okay. I guess he's going to try to equip it to a creature next turn. Okay, so my options are, let's see. We could hold up Binding. We could shock in something to hold up Binding. If we don't do that, then we can just hold up Bolt, which I think is probably what I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to Preordain and try to find another threat. Again, you have fetch lands in hand, so we can't sequence quite as well as we want to, but I think I just want to find another threat here. We have the interaction we need. We have the lands we need. Okay, those are both threats. Which one do I want to... I kind of want to draw both, I think. I definitely want to draw Brawler. I think we might just top here. I think I'll just try to Bolt as soon as he makes the token here. That's what he's going to do. Could have not shocked. I could have just gotten a Sacred Foundry, or tapped out, but this is also fine. Okay, so it's a little awkward because this red and white is on the same land, and I probably need both. Think about this for a second. Yeah, I don't know if I like my sequence last turn. I attack. He probably doesn't do anything. If he does do something, let's see. He can make a construct and chump with it. I think I'm fine with. We'll just start off with attacking here. So what do we want to do here? So I run into trouble if he... Yeah, I don't like my sequencing. I wish I had Savai Triome right now. Should have done that better, right? So we can go Tomb, play a Brawler. The problem is if he has Permission Spell. So I think I can Bolt the construct at the end of turn and then bind the Shadow Spear. Which is almost certainly what he's going to get. So maybe I am okay here. And I'll just play a Foothills Brawler. I need a shock to do it, though. Let's see. I need to get a Black Source. I think I do. I don't know if I sequenced this exactly correctly. Again, I should have just gone Savai Triome last turn. I didn't necessarily need the mana up, and I could have held up both Bolt and Binding this turn. I'm assuming he's going to make a construct, and I'll Bolt it. Or if he doesn't, then he doesn't. Then I'm okay with that too. I think you have to here. Okay, raise construct, Bolt's construct. Now he can get Shadow Spear, equip Hammer plus Shadow Spear, but he can't swing this turn. The issue, I guess, is if he has Permission Spell, then I'm kind of in trouble. That line didn't really play around that well, but I didn't really have a way to play around it. We can still easily lose this. You need White Source plus Permission Spell in his hand, though. And with playing Silent Clearing and Horizon Canopy, it tells me he doesn't have another land, so you'd have to draw it. I wonder if I had other lines I didn't think about. I could have binded the Cigar to Aid. That's not amazing, though. He still gets No, I think I need to deal with the creatures. What we expected, yes. See if he has the white source plus permission spell in hand. That 9 too. Very close to dying. Normally not dead though. So Dean not. Oh, he did make construct already. Okay, so he's searching. I mean, I'm assuming it's me Shadow Spear. Yeah, but then does he have land plus permission spell? Is the question. Okay, what does that change? So he could have Solitude. I could bind the construct. I guess it's bad into exactly. I'm trying to think if it's worth binding the Shadow Spear or the construct. The Shadow Spear does keep him alive. I mean, I think like the most aggressive line, I guess, is binding. I'm gonna bind the construct. I don't think I need to overthink this one. You can have Shadow Spear. Get Solitude his own construct token. Gain 4 life. It'd be kind of annoying, huh? I guess he could do that though. Okay, you can just do nothing. You have Solitude. My opponent at 1 with no tappable land sources. Yeah, and I don't know exactly how I lose this. So we're playing our Nacatl, playing our Scion of Draco. Once at 1 life. Good luck. Can't tap either of his lands. Okay, we got there. Okay, against Hammertimes. So luckily my opponent's draw was like really clunky or bad or whatever was going on there. So what we want is, I think we want to get rid of the Preordains. Definitely Prismatic Ending coming in, Tear Asunder coming in, Natural State coming in. And then the question about Teferi or not, I feel like Teferi is kind of slow on the draw. Like the downside here. See what I have here. Maybe not. Okay, let's see what I got here. So we're gonna go with we're against Hammertime. They got 3 Preordain, 1 Stub, 2 Ragavan, 2 Tribal Flames. This is I gotta update this actually somehow. No, wait, that was the wrong one. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong column. Okay, so this does have me taking out 2 Tribal Flames, 2 Ragavan, 1 Stub, 3 Preordain, and then we are gonna bring in Teferi. I don't know if Teferi is actually good, but we're gonna try it. Okay, so 2 Tribal Flames, 2 Ragavan, 1 Stub, Teferi as well. My thought here is like you can bounce a Saga, you can like bounce Saga token, you can turn off his permission spells, which is a lot of times how the builds these days win, or the protection spells. So could be worth it. Could be too slow in the draw. We'll see. We don't have Hidetsugu. That's what the card that used to be like a powerhouse in this matchup. We don't have that in the sideboard currently, so you know we're gonna try some different things here. Ugh. I think we keep this. I mean, it has answers, doesn't have pressure, but got sideboard cards. And I think that's kind of what this matchup's about. Sentinel's gonna be annoying. Go and get a creature here. Okay, natural state. I don't think I'm gonna natural state anything right now, but could at least pay the tax next turn if he starts doing crazy stuff. If he just goes Cigar's Aid and then Hammer, I can destroy the Esper Sentinel maybe. Yeah, we're just gonna pass here. Okay, there's the Saga. Could destroy the Saga right now. He could have Protection Spell, which would be pretty bad, right? I think we'll just wait till he taps out. Yeah, that's indeed tapping out. Let's see. We can go. I don't know if I really care that much. I mean, we could. I kind of want to just natural state the Saga next turn. That's smart, and then pay the tax. Like I don't care about Cauldron that much. I have Tear Asunder. That's a Hammer. So that means next turn he's gonna go Aid plus Hammer. Okay, let's think about this for a second. No, actually, I guess that means next turn he's just gonna try to put it in. So if we kill the Saga, this turn, he's gonna draw a card. That's not amazing. But the problem is next turn, if we kill the Saga, he could just put in the Hammer with Stoneforge Mystic, and then it'll be very annoying. The alternative, like what I meant, have him draw 2 cards. That doesn't seem amazing. I think we just have to go Zagoth. I think I will gladly take 1 here. Other option could be target Sentinel. I think Saga's better though at this point. He's tapped out. Play around permission spell. I guess how do I lose? If he goes exactly Aid plus double. No, I can't go double Hammer. Could also Prismatic Ending. I think I'm just gonna play. Does he already have Cauldron in hand? Maybe is that why he went with the Hammer line. Yeah, we haven't done much, but I guess next turn I could have Teferi bounced. But a better play. I don't know. This Sentinel's gonna be so annoying. There's the Ink Moth. He could obviously just swing for 12 this turn, and I can ending the Hammer. Not really progressing my board that much. Sure. So he'll attack for 11, 12. I guess he's gonna draw 1 no matter what. So my options are I could bounce Hammer. He just replays it. That's not very good. He's gonna draw no matter what. I don't know if I took the right line here. I think we're just ending. I guess we can double spell. I mean, he's gonna draw anyway. Not really doing anything is the other kind of big issue here. Like when you play Kavu and hold up Stub, he's already got a Hammer on board. How do I not die to Ink Moth next turn if he goes land plus another Hammer to destroy the Aid? No, I think we just Prismatic Ending on the Hammer. And then hold up Tear Asunder. Doesn't seem amazing. I'm gonna go to like 3 life, right? Because man, I'm just gonna lose anyway. I'm playing too conservatively. Like, what do we do? Bounce, Prismatic Ending, the Hammer. It's like he's still gonna swing for 2, 3. He actually can still swing for 3, so he can actually still kill me if I do this. But I can kill his Ink Moth too. I don't know. Not a great position. I'm gonna be at like 1 life. Then what am I gonna do? Nothing. All right, I think we destroy Hammer. Should I destroy Sentinel instead? Yeah, I should destroy Sentinel instead, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, would save me some damage. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should destroy Sentinel there and make him have that. Yeah, that I don't think that was smart. I would have saved me like 1 life. I'm dead to a lot of things. I don't think I played this very well. Yeah, if I destroy Sentinel, he just has Hammer, but I can just do whatever I want. I don't know. Maybe we'll get out of this one. Maybe not though. Now do I destroy Sentinel? I guess I'll just see what he does here. Then he's gonna attach it to the Sentinel. Okay, so Germ token here. Okay, so let's just think about this. I Tear Asunder this. He still swings for, and draw a card, swing for 1 million, and then I can Teferi bounce something. Right. The problem is I'm dead to. So if I kill the Sentinel now, I believe he loses this. I think it matters, right? Kill Sentinel, Cauldron, I'll go over there. Ugh. And then bounce the bouncing the Cauldron back to hand is like so bad. I think this is fine. There's not to equip. Sure. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing either. All right. So we can go get basic forest, go down 3. Tear Asunder, Cauldron. Yeah, I don't think I sequenced this correctly at all. I don't know what my MTGO is doing. It's being really slow. Yeah, we will not pay the tax. Yeah, we're gonna take 1. Ornithopter, okay. Okay, so we can play Teferi, bounce nothing. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna die to, like, am I just dead? Yeah, I'm at 2. Huh. Right, because why did I play this so poorly? I feel like I sequenced this terribly. Right, because I should have just killed the Sentinel when I needed to deal with it, and he just wouldn't have had creatures. I don't know why I kept trying to get the Hammer. Yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. So now, like, I can play Kavu, but he can just swing for 2 and I lose. So I can't play Kavu. I can bounce Sentinel back to hand, and then he swings for 2 and I lose. So I think I just, like, what did I just do? I literally just lost. I just played this terribly, right? Because he's going to just swing. He has 2 attackers now. So he can just swing for 3. Yeah, I'm only at 2. All right, I just played that poorly. I'm just going to concede. That was really terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, let me get cute with this target. Yeah, I just need to kill a Sentinel. I had the chance, and that was terrible. All right, same deck. We'll resubmit. I know Teferi seemed really bad there, so I guess on the play he's probably better. He's just bad in general, though. I mean, if he wasn't that, he would have been like a Tribal Flames or Ragavan. Wouldn't have been necessarily any better. I also kept a hand on those no creatures, but had interaction. But yeah, I think I just needed to kill a Sentinel earlier. Played it poorly. We can rally here. Okay, keep. Start turn 1 Ragavan. If he goes Sentinel, then I'll trade. I don't really care. If he goes an Ornithopter, it's kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. Yeah, he goes Ornithopter, so it is annoying. So we'll just get jam Brawler here. Could have the protection spell. I guess they don't really play that one anymore, though. Could be wrong. That is concerning. He doesn't block. What does that mean? There's a Surge. So that means he likely has Aid plus Hammer. Do I care? Like, he could just play a protection spell, right? This doesn't give indestructible. It's hexproof. Oh, so he didn't have a Surge. He doesn't have a protection spell in hand. Why does he want this Ornithopter alive? I don't know. I think I'm still supposed to play Brawler here, though. And apply pressure, run the play here. So I think this is fine. Could be wrong. But this is showing he doesn't have Surge of Salvation in hand, or he wanted to save it for some reason. I have Tear Asunder for whatever he really does. He tries to get cute with bringing things in. Ink Moth. Sure. Now is he going to block? Get Cauldron? It's Cauldron. All right, I think we're just going to go Bolt to get 5 types. I don't think I'm going to double shock here, and I think I might just Bolt the Stoneforge. What if he trades Stoneforge here? If I don't even give him the chance to? Just Bolt Stoneforge right now. He could have another one. All my Ragavan alive. I think this is very close. Maybe I could have just attacked and done 8 plus 7. He's not quite dead. Let's see. If he has Permission Spell, he go White Land plus Aid. Now he doesn't have mana to do it all, so I think I'm okay just passing here. Unless I'm dead, but I don't think I am. I don't want to save this Tribal Flames to go face. Again, you could argue to not do that, but I want to save, like, I'm going to make him have something else for this. He's not showing any protection spell, because I think he would have used it on Ornithopter, maybe? Nah, I don't know. That's kind of a waste of protection spell, though. He could still have it, but I think I've successfully played around it okay, decently. Nothing's perfect. He has a lot of cards in hand, but got 11 life. So again, we exiled a Permission Spell, and I don't protection spell. Again, he could have still have one. I feel like he was probably setting up to try to like vial in the Cauldron and then have protection spell up. He could still go Surge though, and like chump, and like I won't get the treasure from Ragavan. It goes Saga. All right, so he's choked on white sources. Saga pass. he's going to animate Ink Moth to kill my Ragavan. That's actually not that bad. Also, just Tear Asunder the Ink Moth, but it's bad again into a protection spell. So I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want to attack with everything. Yeah, I'm trying to play around a protection spell here. So he could block, prevent damage from Ragavan. You do a lot of things. I think I just want to attack, though. If he trades here, he trades here. He's choked on lands. That means he's not making a token. What is this? A Ganjo. Okay. Was your plan? Still not going to block. Okay. Kill an Ornithopter. That's pretty bad, right? We definitely want to go Kavu here. Easy one. So if I killed Ornithopter, I could kill the Saga. Maybe that's like playing too greedy. Like, what's he gonna do? If I kill the Saga, what does he go? Like White Source plus like equips a hammer, and then I'm screwed. If I kill the Ornithopter, he'll make a token next turn. So I think he's gonna try grind me out with the tokens. The worst case would be if I kill this Saga, and then he decides to he can still animate the Ink Moth, so it's like not lethal, but it's almost lethal. I'm just jamming here. Does my life total matter more than this treasure? I don't have so many treasures. Probably not. I mean, it probably does. I think I like this line. It's very close. He can still chump. I guess he's not dead next turn. I could have played land. Now I'm gonna loot the land with Kavu. Okay. Okay. Obviously he's got the thing in hand. Doesn't block with both. He dies. Like that plan. Loot away this Wooded Foothills. Okay. Discard a card for discard a Foothills for something. Bit of Solitude, I guess. Another Kavu's fine. So that's trade. So he's dead. Solitude's own creature won't do it. Okay, sorry. I don't think I played that second match right at all. That was pretty bad. I had 2 reactive in hand, and I just think that my sequencing was all off. I think I should have just dealt with the Sentinel right away and instead of the first hammer, and I think I would have been in a much better position. I might have been able to get out of there. But yeah, anyway, we got there. I think this game I played it correctly, mostly, based on the lines he was taking. Like, he was showing, what he was showing in hand, and obviously he's going to try the next turn. He's choked on white mana. I think this was fine what I played. Like, basically, even if he had double block there, he would have lost both his creatures, and then it's going to be really hard for him to get the artifact count to equip Nexus. So, plus he's short on lands. Plus, I could just play Kavu as like a blocker if I need to or whatever. So, I think this was fine. Okay. Anyway, that was round 1. I'll see you guys back for round 2. Okay, I am back for round 2 on the draw again. Okay, well, that was a anticlimactic game. My opponent conceded the game without doing anything, and then conceded the match without doing anything. So I don't know if he had something come up maybe in his life or what, but he had won game 1. So that was unexpected, but we'll take it. Obviously I have no idea what my opponent was on, but okay, we're at 2-0 right now, so I guess I'll see you guys for round 3. Okay, I am back for round 3 on the draw again. That stands fine. It's a little clunky, but I think it's still a keep. We're gonna see what the matchup is. Determine what our turn 1 play is. It's a keep though, I think. Lands and spells. Make it work. Mulligans is 6. So looking at this hand into a blind matchup, I think what my sequence is likely to be is to turn 1 Breeding Pool, turn 2 Savai Triome. Okay, Preordain, Murktide. Still think my line is fine. Could be other decks, but yeah, we're just gonna go with that line. So this will get us all 5 types by turn 2, and then I can Preordain turn 2 as well. I think it's better to just get a Nacatl on board and start casting my spells than like wait for turn 2 to like play Triome and then Scion of Draco. I'd rather just have a Nacatl on board. And if my opponent goes removal spell, then he goes removal spell, and I'll just Preordain. Plays DRC, plays Bobble. If he has gonna try to get Delirium. I don't have a removal spell for the DRC currently, which is kind of annoying. You have another land. Bobbles me. Me goes land removal spell here. Not go removal spell. So we'll help him get Delirium. If he has... No, he's gonna have a hard time getting Delirium. I'm just gonna attack here. I could Preordain, but my hand's pretty good. Attempt to just hold up stub. There's probably not much worth stubbing, but he could try to go like Iteration. I'd stub that. I like doing right now. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think my hand is gas. I don't need Preordain. Next turn we'll go Scion plus stub. He is 1 card type away from Delirium, an instant. So we know he doesn't have a removal spell in hand. He just goes Iteration here. No, he's just gonna bolt. Okay, bolt. Nacatl. Okay. Does have Delirium, so if he has Unholy Heat, this is not a great position. Later on stub. Fine. He's obviously holding up Counterspell, and I'll just counter it. I could go Plains here. Life total might matter. The problem with doing that is constricted on blue sources. Then I think life total probably matters more though. Expecting Counterspell here. Counterspell. Expecting Unholy Heat. Yeah, and he used his Bolt that I think he drew, but he could have Unholy Heat here. He also just jam Murktide, which would be pretty bad for me if that's what he's like building up to. He already has a pretty large graveyard, but then he's gonna have to take himself off Delirium. He's gonna try to do Unholy Heat plus Counterspell now. Gonna counter the Iteration. So I counter this. I'm not gonna counter this. He needs to find a I know he doesn't have a removal spell, but I'm also fine if he finds. I mean, he'd have to have exactly a removal spell plus spell pierce. He'll attack with DRC, gets to the land. Like he's gonna kill unless he goes Murktide to shrink DRC. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Still think this was the correct play not to do that. It's gonna shrink DRC so it doesn't have to attack into Scion. That might be what he's doing. Looks like it. Oh, he's just gonna preordain. Okay, sure. Again, trying to find a removal spell. Bottoms both. Look like his DRC is gonna live. Edge. Fine here, just dashing Ragavan. We could preordain first, but I think I'd rather just dash Ragavan, swing for 6. Don't think he's been sitting on a removal spell this whole time. Maybe. Seems unlikely. What? I don't know why he did this sequence here. I cannot cast this notably. I don't have double blue. Guess he wanted that card. Did he know about it on top? I think he did. I think we're just gonna play Temple Garden tapped. Last turn. Old stub up. Gonna play his Murktide. We'll preordain for a counterspell. Or sorry, a binding. If we don't find binding, what do we do? Do we just play a Kavu, then hold up stub? Kind of like that. Could have counterspell here. We just put this on top. This wasn't necessary. I could have dashed Ragavan. That's amazing though. Use your last card or counterspell. Your last card, a spell pierce. Okay, so let's hope he doesn't top deck an iteration here. I am out of counters. Or I mean, he has a lot of good top decks, but second Murktide would be pretty bad. Is that what he's got? Yeah, my exiled one too. Crazy. Brutal. Okay, iteration is brutal too. Ugh, man. It'll be bricks, I guess. I mean, you could have had that in hand the whole time, obviously. We fought the good fight. Trying to think of the line. I could have bottomed this Kavu. I think this Kavu's good, though. I think this Kavu's better than just, like, a land. If I just get a land, that's, like, so bad for me. Obviously, we can, like, loot a Ragavan. Get some Unholy Heat. Okay. You have second Murktide? Now, Jesus Christ, dude. You just had this shit. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. So he just has second Murktide to grow this one for, like, lethal. I mean, I think that's fine. Like, what... I exiled one of his Murktide. Was he playing 3 of them and he just hit all 3? And I couldn't find a binding? Yeah, man. GG. Okay. I think I'm fine with how I played this. I mean, he just, I think, had to top deck very well. I think he did. Like, he just had the exact sequence of cards he needed. Yeah. We just didn't see a binding in our top 15. We could have dug one deeper, so. All right, against Murktide, that's kind of unfortunate. We're going to bring in Rest in Peace. We're going to bring in Prismatic Endings. Do I bring in Teferi? I don't know. It's kind of like mid. Be okay. 2 Rip, 2 Tear Asunder, 2 Prismatic Ending. So I don't have Teferi coming in. So I think you can argue about whether he's good or not. I used to play him a lot before, and I didn't always love him in the Murktide matchup. Like, sure, he's okay. But I wasn't ever, like, amazed by it. We do have Tear Asunder for Blood Moon purposes as well. Let me see what else I'm cutting. Yeah, I mean, maybe I got outplayed there, but I don't think I did. 1 stub. Oh, 2 Brawler. 1 Bolt. 1 stub. Something like this. Again, this isn't exact science. But I think no Teferi's correct. I don't know. I have other answers, like maybe like Teferi on the play versus and Prismatic Ending on the draw. I think there's an argument for that. I don't know. So yeah, he hit all 3 of his Murktides, which was pretty much his only way he won, unless he's playing 4 Murktides. But I feel like that's almost never the case. I'd have to think back to my lines. Like I feel like I did really actually get punished for not having that second blue source. I'd have to think though, but I wouldn't have won anyway, even with that. But maybe I don't know. I thought life tool at that point in the game was more important than like having more blue sources. This hand sucks. Okay, this hand is a 1-lander, so it looks like we're going to 5, which is not where we want to be against Murktide. Okay, this hand is keepable, I suppose. Let's get her green-white. Get rid of Foothills. We're going to have the second Ragavan, because our first one's probably going to get killed. We can double spell turn 2. And we don't have to fear Fury, like we used to in this matchup. I did keep 7, which is not good news for me. In a game that's very much about, like, attrition. Yep. It'd be kind of annoying if you just go Shredder or, like, Bobble here on turn 2. Okay. Options are... Could go Ragavan plus Nacatl. That's pretty weak into Shredder. Because then he just kind of walls my Ragavan. Could dash Ragavan, play Nacatl. Get 1 threat on board. I think maybe we just put 2 threats on board here. Instead of just jamming Kavu. He could have like Dress Down, which is why I don't want to just jam Kavu. Of Subtlety. If that matters that much. It doesn't have anything. Again, we could have dashed Ragavan, got in for 2, and then played Nacatl. But then I have to dash Ragavan every turn. I'd rather just have it on board. You could argue. You debate that though. Now the most annoying thing would be Shredder plus Bobble. But like it wasn't getting any better. Like he could Dress Down. Also would be good for him, but it'd be better that he doesn't kill my Kavu. He could also go EE on 1. Okay, that's actually good for me. That's his game plan. Yeah, that's his game plan. So he's gonna take 5, and then I'll play Kavu. Pretty happy with that, I would think. Could also go Blood Moon, find an Unholy Heat. I think we're gonna just play this land here. He could go like Blood Moon or some shenanigans. Could be nice to loot it, but if I draw another land, I feel like I'll just loot it. Okay, RIP my Ragavan and Nacatl. Maybe he jams Blood Moon here. Not so strong here though. Okay. I have Delirium. Plays Ragavan, okay. At this point, I don't think I'm going to play around Blood Moon. Second Kavu is indeed strong. I keep him away from Delirium. If he doesn't have dress down, or else I'll be so sad, but I can't play around at this point. Please no dress down, sir. Please. Please, sir. Then I'll probably just lose. But I guess Ragavan will lose his abilities too, so it's not that in the world. Sure. DRC. Iteration. DRC. Okay. And okay. DRCs are pretty bad right now. Okay, we sure love Kavus. We sure hope he doesn't have a dress down. Oh, God. This will be the worst. He's just going to chump with his DRCs, probably. Please no dress down. Okay. Please no dress down. I mean, I could have looted these, but I don't think that was right. If he's got it, he's got it. I'll just eat it. Be the juiciest dress down ever. I'll have to screenshot it. Okay, we got there. Okay. I think we just run it back. Again, Teferi is mostly there for Cascade. I know you can say that, like, oh, he stops all his counters, but, like, I don't care that much about his counters. I mostly have creatures, and, like, counterspell's not even that amazing against us. Like, I have a lot of 1-drops, a lot of 2-drops, and, like, Spell Pierce is, like, he might even board out Spell Pierce against us, because it's, like, not great either. And even if it was, I'm, like, trimming on Tribal Flames, which could be incorrect if he's trimming Permission, but I think it just depends on the Murktide player. Some of them won't trim that. We got fortunate that my opponent did not have dress down there, and seemed to not draw any like cantrips or anything like that. So we didn't actually need any of our sideboard cards, which was clutch because we didn't have to show him that they exist. Because like Rest in Peace, Prismatic Ending, things like that. We know he has Engineer Explosives, but that's to be expected. And we still got him for 5. Like I think that was fine, a fine exchange. Got him for 5, created a treasure token. You know, he was able to kill 2 of them, but then I just kept drawing Kavus. But I had a lot of live draws, and I could have discarded to draw 2 if I was like drawing lands or something. Probably would have done that instead of exiling cards from the graveyard. Opponent seems to be probably making some sideboard changes. The problem with this hand is I don't have turn 1 removal, but I think that's okay. We have a Nacatl, which is like the best we're probably going to get here. We're just going to keep this. We don't blue mana, but I think we're just going to go Nacatl turn 1, depending on what my opponent does. Hope he doesn't have Ragavan. If he has Ragavan, whatever. Ragavan plus removal spell. He did keep 7, so let's see. He's doing, looks like he has that. Either Ragavan plus removal spell or DRC plus removal spell. Okay, no Ragavan. We know that. That's very good for us. He does have DRC Bobble, which is a good start for him. If he can get Delirium on turn 2. He has 2 cards types. So he's very close. He'll have 3 card types, so 1 instant, and he'll get Delirium. So he can just like bolt my Nacatl and then get Delirium. But we don't have a bolt ourselves, unfortunately. That's what I would like. We have a Nacatl. My opponent knows about it. Play Nacatl. Nacatl go. Next turn we double spell Ragavan plus Nacatl. Again, I'm expecting him to just bolt me right now. He had 3 types, but it looks like he's not doing that. Play second DRC and then bolt me. Give him both Delirium. Really killing me. It's gonna. I mean, he's gonna get it here. Another Bobble. Right? He's got to get it. Another creature. Okay, so he still doesn't have it somehow. You love to see it. Look at the top card of my library again. Oh, he still doesn't have Delirium. I will happily trade. Right, so he can go consider get Delirium, so I guess we can't trade. Could also have Spell Snare. How do we want to sequence this? Or sorry, not Spell Snare, but Spell Pierce or something like that. It'd be hard to win the race. He's swinging for 6 every turn, although maybe it's actually that hard. Ragavan or Nacatl better here. Oh, he knew about Preordain, but I don't blue mana right now. Yep. Now he's going to have Delirium, but he wasn't showing a removal spell. I still think this line was fine. Still think Ragavan's probably better than having Nacatl in play, especially when he can't block. You can say I gave him Delirium, but I had a risk that he had to consider. So a little tough position, but we do have Binding, so anything's possible. If he just like dunks on me here with like a Murktide or something. Oh, Iteration's a really good one. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, we might just be losing this. On the draw, we didn't have the answer to the DRC. So now I assume he can find a removal spell for Monkey. But I know maybe we'll be okay. It's Spirebluff Canal, which is a good one to get. Sure. Play like a 3rd DRC. Okay, let's think about sequencing here. Probably need to play the land first. Back with everything. Doesn't have a removal spell. Maybe he's got Spell Pierce. Pay for it now. Actually gonna get the we need to get a blue source, so yeah, we could get red blue, but I don't think I can afford to shock myself here. I guess I'm dead to no, I'm not dead. I'll have to use up the treasure if we do this. Or I can shock. I think my life total is so low that shocking's not correct. I need this now. What if I wait for his upkeep? You can have Counterspell plus Spell Pierce. We do it now. Close game. Possibly just has a removal spell though. And then I think I just hold on to this in case he gets a Murktide or something else. Maybe a bolt. Maybe he just has like 2 bolts in hand. Take 3. He goes double bolt. I feel like that's a good move. If he goes Murktide here, it's bad for me, but I think it's more likely he has. He hasn't used 1 bolt yet. More likely he has double bolt or Murktide. It's like Murktide, I can do 7 to him. I guess I'm more afraid of double bolt, but really single Murktide is more likely, right? But he's dug really deep. I guess if he has double bolt, he probably would have bolted the Ragavan or something last turn. I think we have to let this go, but that could be. Oh. He could go land plus Murktide plus Counterspell. We take this. Yeah, I just died double bolt and I got like it's just Murky Tease. They have land too. I'm gonna play the second land first, which is a little confusing. Yeah, sure. You got the Murktide, buddy. Okay, so he could have Force Negation. He could have Spell Pierce. He could have just Removal Spell. Go to 1. We wait for my turn. Force Negation, I guess, would be a blowout, but I don't think he would have it in this matchup. Spell Pierce, I think, is more likely. And that is indeed a card. Play Foothills. Go land first. Please don't have Force Negation. Okay, he does not. Does he ever? Probably has a removal spell, right? Right. No. I have Spell Snare. I lose to... Oh, let's think about this for a second. It still have... Oh, I didn't have Delirium. Oh, that was a pun. I guess I lose to Spell Snare. Oh, that was so bad, because I could have gone... Okay. So I could go Preordain right now. Find what? Oh, that was so bad. Preordain and find Bolt. Oh, that was so bad. But I had Delirium. Ending or Kavu? Probably top. Yeah, that was so bad for me to waste that mana. That was so stupid. I should have Preordained first. Oh, and I didn't even play around Spell Pierce right now. Wow, I really punt this game away. Yeah, I deserve to lose this if I lose it. Yeah, he had it. Sure. Yeah, I could have sequenced that to have... yeah, that's really poor sequencing by me. I'm dead to a lot of things now. If I go to 2, I go to 1. I'm dead to Bolt or Ragavan Dash. Oh, that was terrible. I knew he had Spell Snare. Just hope he bricks, I guess. I don't know. I didn't play this well at all. Probably just untaps with Bolt. Yeah, that was such a waste of 1 mana. I need him to just like brick. He probably just has it. Okay, he doesn't have it. Okay, we're still alive. Okay. We're dead. So many things. Okay, sure. I want the green from here. Ugh, I don't think I played this very well. Obviously, I'm dead to like so many top decks. I wish I had sequenced that better. How could I have played around it? Get another Murktide. Looks like he just has another Murktide. E on 2. Unreal. Just keeps top decking his E's. Okay, let's see if he lets me loot with Kavu. There's no way. I wish I played this better. Like, I needed to Preordain first, for sure. Could have found something better. I can't even crack this to do anything with Jegantha. I need to draw a basic here. I've gotten a basic planes with, it was Foothills that I had to crack there. Ugh, terrible sequencing. I should be at like 3 or 4 life right now. So, sorry about the shitty playing. Okay, it's not over. Tribal Flames off the top. Okay, not over. Deep Bolt. Yeah, so this was, sorry about this, just rough. I mean, classic, it's my fault. So what I needed to do was probably Preordain first, try to find like a stub or something. And then I could have like even used white mana. You know, I could have also found something like Prismatic Ending. Could have used the Prismatic Ending. Would have been at 4 life right now. And yeah, but I just played poorly and gave him the win. So that's just kind of frustrating. That's how it goes. All right, I'll be back for round 4. Oh, sorry, I was realizing my microphone was off. So yeah, we're in round 4 right now. We've got the Ragavan turn 1. This way, I'd sequence the lands in this way so that, okay, Steam Vent's tapped. It's not so good for my opponent, but very good for me. So I am happy to attack. Down Dredge, maybe? I think so. Find out. Exiles Misty. He could just be on Rhinos. I think I just am jamming. I'm going to get green-black with this. Be on Rhinos. Steam Vents. Could also be on Living End. Either way, I think I'm in a pretty good position. Okay. Scoops. I'm going to actually check what this dude usually plays, because I feel like it might be Living End. Let's see. The question is, do I board like he is Scam, or do I board like he's Living End? Steam Vents and then Misty and then Scoops. I feel like that's got to be Living End, right? I think we're gonna risk it and say assume these Living End, and they just look really stupid if it's not. Used to play Scam, but yeah, I don't think Rhinos would scoop there. We'll see if I get got by this. So against Living End, assuming that's what we're against, which we don't know. I think we are. The Rest in Peace, Reprieve. And then we want to cut on cards that aren't good, which I believe is just gonna be burn spells. Not that burn spells are bad, but it's just like you need to basically this game is about stopping the combo, not pushing through extra damage. Typically, cut 2 Tribal Flames, 2 Bolt. That's what we're gonna do. I don't like to cut all of like one of those types because sometimes you can end up with like multiples and it's really awkward. So like you could argue be like, oh, cut all your bolts, but sometimes you just need the bolts to like end the game for 1 mana. So I just do a split. And then we'll see if we're against Living End. I just get the vibe of Living End. I just don't think Rhinos would scoop there. Unless he just straight up didn't have a removal spell, then maybe he's Rhinos. But even if he's Rhinos, the only card that's dead is Rest in Peace. And I'd rather, but Teferi's still good. Fluster's still good. Reprieve's still good. Give me Cascade deck vibes, you know what I mean? It is awkward. If turn 1 Ragavan, I can Preordain into something. But I just need to, if I brick on that Preordain, it's bad. But I also don't know what he's on. I'm going to keep, if I was right. Okay, he has Preordain. So now I look like an idiot because I did not sequence this correctly. Actually, he could be on, I guess that's not the worst. I just don't have bindings. So he's probably on Murktide then. So we'll probably just jam our monkey. We're going to do Steam Vents. So some of our cards are good. Some of them, again, we're not optimally boarded, but That's what it is. I think with the sequence he went, then I could have, my thought was Living End, not just Murktide. Preordain again, sure. He could be still on like some kind of twiddle combo. Double Preordain start out. Kind of weird sequence. I guess really looking for that removal spell. Yeah, you found it, sure. I'm happy to just play a 3/3 Kavu here. Obviously, if he gets bolted again, he gets bolted again, but he just dug so far to... Oh, he went top. Okay, now we're in business, right? But we can't get 5 types. We can go green, white, well, no, black. I think that's fine. And here I'm just going to jam Kavu, because that's the only card I can jam. Potentially Preordain next turn to find another land, fetch land or something, but we can also loot with Kavu, so I just loot away one of these Preordains. Stop, please, stop. Yeah, main phase dress down, which is definitely a technique. Yeah, so far his hands lined up pretty well against mine, but he's done literally nothing. Okay, so just jam Scion. He goes Unholy Heat, try to bluff something. And you definitely need blue mana. I don't think fetch shocking is like amazing. Like what, hold up bolt? We're just gonna jam here. And we're gonna do so we need green black, so we're gonna just do a Zagoth Triome because we have so many blue cards in hand. Does he have subtlety? No. Could still go, he has 3 types, so if he goes land, which he probably won't, we could go land on Holy Heat. Sad, but fine. Live. I'll just Preordain for another threat. Get that rest in peace. Let's get some of that graveyard hate we brought in. Oh, he's a Snapcaster Bolt deck, sure. Bolt me, sure. Oh, Snapcaster Preordain. Okay, so he's like, this isn't exactly, I guess it's like Murktide without Murktide. You could still have Murktide, but like that's not exactly the biggest value play. I think I'm just gonna, I think I want to Preordain first, probably. Back for 4. Like if he has a second snap, it's good against my Brawler. We're gonna Preordain for something. I kind of just wanna, do I just want to go wide? Like double spell here? I kind of do, actually. We go ring, get rid of this land, and let's just double spell. Oh, I think did I misclick there? Let's see. 1 top, 1 bottom, that was right. Okay, got a lot of pressure on board. We can get there. 3 mana Blood Moon? Not that scary, I have a basic in play. Oh, Murktide? Oh wow, Flame of Nor there? Yeah, it's pretty handy, huh? Do we want to Preordain first? Guess we find like another Scion. Probably Preordain first. This isn't amazing, like, right? We bottom one of these and top the other. It's amazing just to have a Ragavan on board, though. I'm not applying enough pressure. It does stop a lot of what his deck's probably doing. I mean, this is bad. Don't have that much pressure right now. Although I guess I have an answer for ring, so now all of a sudden I look smart. He just is hoping for like 4th land and then ring. Counterspell. All right, so some of our sideboarding paid off, maybe. If he's playing Murktide in his deck. On the other hand, I have like no pressure. On the other hand, if he just tries to jam ring here, then I look really smart. Or you just go like Tidebinder or Bolt. You could have all kinds of things. Ooh, that's good. Please don't have another dress down. Actually, I don't care if you have dress down, unless he does it right now. Okay. Probably was so hype to resolve this. Do you have Spell Pierce? Okay. Okay, sure. Go for the, go for it, my guy. I got no cards in hand, so I'm happy to pass. Hopefully my opponent's deck does nothing. Yeah, I mean, if he has, I can't play around Tidebinder. I'm not gonna bother. Just discard to draw. I need a second rest piece. Go on Tidebinder me, bro. Yep. Again, what can you do? Add the stuff. I don't think I'm gonna play a second binding. I mean, we could very easily lose this game. That's the crazy thing. But I mean, he could just have like counter spells in hand. So maybe I should have dug for something besides Rest in Peace. But like he probably has Murktide in his deck. He's just playing this like snap Flame of Nor kind of thing. It's just that Flame of Nor was so good for him. Like he literally like destroyed Scion, killed the Brawler, and I was just like, ugh, brutal. Yeah, and he probably just has counterspell, which is bad for me. But I don't really have a choice. You just jam it into Jegantha, and I can't do anything. Yeah, double spell doesn't really do anything. I think we just have to jam. Again, it doesn't really. You could be like, oh, I should just dash Ragavan here into. I have the mana now to do it though. Like I could dash Ragavan. He has removal spell and then holds up counterspell again. You could have Tidebinder again. You could have Snapcaster, Raid. I don't know. I can't really. I mean, he has counters for this. Do I just jam a second Rest in Peace here? I guess. I don't think he's ever gonna destroy this though. But I'm dead in a few turns. So he must not have multiple counters. He must not have a removal spell. Be thinking this long about this. I wonder if I played this correctly. I think I did. It's just kind of he had the thing with the stuff. Let's see if he's got it. Maybe he's just gonna do the thing, like counter the thing I flip. Oh, he's gonna Tidebinder again. Jesus, dude. Oh, so annoying. So I guess he was gonna counter the treasure token, and then he couldn't do that. If I even play this Rest in Peace, I think it's useless. I mean, I think Rest in Peace is like so bad. I wish I had just sideboarded correctly for this matchup, but of course I didn't know what he was doing. What is he gonna do? I don't think he has a way to destroy enchantments. I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably dead. He's just gonna hold up counterspell, but it's what it is. I mean, Tidebinder is good against us, obviously. I think Reprieve. I think it's a Reprieve matchup, maybe. Hard to say. I definitely want Binding in here, though. I mean, assuming he just has another Tidebinder. I can double spell. I'll go to 2. Now then I'm dead. Can't do that. So I guess I have to, because if I play Jegantha, he can put me at 1. could dash Ragavan. I mean, I'm assuming he just has Counterspell or Subtlety up now. Guess we'll just jam and he'll put me at 1 and I'll lose. Third Tidebinder. Or just Counterspell. Okay. Did I place correctly? I don't know. Maybe it was just like having to have one rag. Like maybe Rest in Peace wasn't good in this matchup. But I also didn't sideboard correctly because I didn't know what my opponent was on. So I do like Reprieves against Tidebinder, I think. Also, maybe I like just like Teferi because it turns off like a lot of the shit he's doing. Okay, definitely like Teferi. Rest in Peace. I don't like Flusters. Bring Bindings back in. Thing is, like, I don't know that Rest in Peace is actually that good. Maybe I just take out Rest in Peace and just don't care. He like saw him. Like, is Reprieve even good? I don't know, maybe I'm playing too scared. Oh, he has Bolt, so let's take out 2 Brawlers. Let's try something like this. Reprieve could arguably be bad, but he's got a lot of, I think he's got a lot of 3-drops in his deck. I don't know. Maybe I just needed to bottom both there with that Rest in Peace, and I just overvalued what it was going to do. On the other hand, I think he just had the right sequence of stuff, and I kept drawing Kavus. So, like, if I had more Scions, then there's nothing he can really do. I guess he could have another Flame Manor. I mean, that Flame Manor was just so good for him. But I guess that's why you play the deck, right? Green, blue, red, white, green. Yeah, I think we keep Teferi should be good, maybe? I don't know. Let's just think about this for a second. So it could go green, blue, Triome, turn 2. Probably what we're going to do, huh? Savai Triome, turn 2. Wonder if I played that correctly last game. Does he have a removal spell? Yeah, he does not. All right, so we're in good shape again. Oh, Stub's good. Okay, I think we're happy to just go Savai Triome here, hold up Stub. I don't think I need a Preordain right now. Try to find another threat, but he's showing he doesn't have a removal spell, so maybe Preordain's better than Stub. I don't know. I think I could go Dress Down or something like that. I think I'm okay with where I'm at. It's more mana efficient to go Preordain, but I think this is fine. I don't know. We only have 1 threat on board, so it's not a ton of pressure. Not the issue right now. Sure. So maybe he's just going to go Dress Down, and that's a good draw. So we're back into the thing. If he goes Dress Down, I can stub it. If he goes Spell Snare, I can not stub it. This is weak to Dress Down, but I think with Stub in hand, have to. He just tries to go to Counterspell. I'm binding for the Tidebinder too. All right, I mean, if he has Dress Down too, then I'll eat it. But if he has Force, then I'll eat it too. Does not seem to. We'll see. Could just go Blood Moon here. I don't know if I care that much about that though. I have basic in play. Click. Come on, dude. All right, main phase is Dress Down, which I think is a pun. Okay, sure. Fairy Tick Down or Preordain. Preordain's. No, I'm not. I'm gonna just probably Teferi Tick Down. He has another bolt. He has another bolt, and I'll eat it. You have Force, Subtlety. I assume he has Subtlety. Sure. We could bottom this. We have no action though. I think it's just bad into. So he pitches. If he just holds up Counterspell here, then the fact that he's willing to do all this. The thing is, like, he's gonna hold up Counterspell, right? Or he's gonna hold up Subtlety again. Do I need this Teferi? I have no pressure on board. We're gonna bottom it. I don't know. I guess he's better than a land. Maybe I'm supposed to fight more over it. I don't know. I don't think. I don't know. Like, he just had the stuff again. It's just annoying. Tired of these Dress Down decks having, you know, Counterspell plus Dress Down in his opener, plus Bolt. I guess he didn't have it in his opener. It's just Jam Ring here. Yeah, so he obviously has a Subtlety. So, I kind of like both these, actually. So let's go. I guess we're 1 mana short of using both of them. Top. Is it worth Reprieving a Subtlety? I guess I don't really get anywhere if I do that, huh? I'm going to fight over this. I guess I could let him draw. No, I'm not going to let him draw. I guess I'll draw next turn, but this fucks up his sequencing. Maybe I should have waited for like a ring or something. I guess he can just use Charm again. So maybe my sequencing wasn't right here. Yeah. Maybe I should have just, yeah, I don't know why I did that. I just held it up, I think. Sure. Ugh, I'm playing really poorly. This is not good. These past 2 matches, I think I've played really poorly. But he didn't get to draw there, which I think is actually relevant because I think he has nothing. He's just going to snap Charm. That's really bad for me if he does that. There's Murktide. Not so bad for me. Maybe I can't double spell. Do I think he's a Spell Pierce gamer? The issue I foresee is I can't double spell, right? So if I go Binding, so the risk is if he has Spell Pierce. 2 cards left in his deck. I think he has Spell Pierce as the last card in hand. About to find out. He just has another Charm. His Force Negation hard cast, okay. He's indeed out of threats. And I draw something that's pretty good. Do I want to play Kavu? I just need him to stop drawing Dress Downs. I try to think about this for a second. Maybe I just play Scion and like bolt him. I could block and then bolt to trade. I don't even know if I need to do that though. I could. He's tapped out right now. I could put him to 10. I think he's not going to attack though if I do that. We'll see. My theory was I kind of choked on red mana, so I didn't want to play Kavu right now. Sure. You got it. Close game. I don't think I played it well. Obviously has another. Okay. That's at 10. Okay. What does that change? Not a whole lot. I guess I can loot that. Ugh. Just need him to keep breaking on his draws. Which he did not. That's so bad for me. All right. I think that's the game. We tried. Let's see. Second Tribal Flames, I guess. Oh, am I just dead? I'm just dead. Yeah, I was talking to my opponent. I just played this really. I don't know why I reprieve the Archmage Charm. It's like both losses today. I just punted. I just straight up punted. And you can talk about like, yeah, my opponent top decked well, whatever. But he also, always just had the right. He had the protection spell at all times. I'm trying to think if there's a way around it, but I don't think there is. Yeah. I just played really poorly. So you end up with the 2-2 when you make a couple mistakes, and it's unfortunately how it goes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. I know I'm kind of bummed at the end. I thought the list felt great. Like my losses were all punts. So I just maybe this isn't a Reprieve kind of deck. That matchup shouldn't have been Reprieve. I was just thinking, oh, he has Tidebinder, I want Reprieve. But like I Reprieve like his worst spell to Reprieve. I could have Reprieve like a Murktide or something. He would have like exiled all this stuff in his yard. I don't know. I'd have to think of how I did that. I got a little stuck on 3 lands too, and I ended up with a bunch of 2-mana spells in hand, but I sequenced poorly. So that's kind of frustrating. Yeah, 2-2. If you enjoy this content, you can subscribe. Again, I think the list is great. I mean, you saw my mistakes. If I just was better, then I probably would end up with a 4-0 or at least a 3-1. So anyway, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.